Okay, it's Monday, August 29th. Three more trading days in the month of August. I'm making a pre-open video here. This is way before the open, actually. We have about two and a half hours before the open. I'm actually not going to be trading today, so I just thought I'd highlight a couple of the key areas to look for today. And if you've been following my videos, you'll see the way we look at some targets, the opening price action, the pre-market highs and lows, and everything else. So I'll come back at the end of the day and shoot a recap video and see what happens. But for now, keep all this in mind. So if you look, we obviously talked about how after the big red bar on Friday, we were probably going to get followed through lower. These two lines here represent the high and low of the pre-market activity so far. It might change before the open starts, but you can see here we are gapping down. So this was pretty clear, or high probability that we're going to follow through lower in some form. And if we stick in this area, we'll open up lower from the day before. And again, this is the pre-market action so far. So I marked the high of that first bar, and then we came all the way down. We kind of pausing here, so here's the low so far. So wherever this high and low ends up, I'll redraw that again, near the open, but you'll have a high and a low to monitor. And basically, as long as we want to make sure with this gap down, assuming that happens, that any opening price action moves below that area. And if we get any opening price action that moves above the pre-market highs, keep in mind that as long as we stay below the midpoint of that bar, or as I indicated here, this the blue line here, which is the open of the month. As long as we kind of stay somewhere below there, any rally to start the session, we expect to roll over at some point. But if we have an intraday structure that kind of opens up above the pre-market high, starts up, and doesn't really roll over fast, then we just might have like a pause day or a rally day, and then maybe by Tuesday we look for the move back down. But bottom line is, as long as we stay below the midpoint of the prior week at this point, you can see we'll gap down somewhere in here. We're going to stick short. We're going to continue to, if we go short in some form, we'll look at the opening price structure. Keep in mind that if we go below that bottom line, here's a next daily target, here's a second daily target, and then here's our weekly target. So we have three targets to keep in mind, one at a time on the weekly chart. Our next target to the downside is down here. And we see, if we have a 2 down week developing, which it looks like we will, gapping down, we'll keep that in mind as the next target. And again, you never know what's going to happen here as the whole entire week develops. If we don't reach that target, then maybe we reverse back up, because it's just the type of thing where we've gone up a long time, maybe just a normal pullback to about 30-50% of this move, and then we kind of into a September startup, but that's a long way off. So that's it for now. I'm just going to kind of shut this off. Keep in mind, again, pre-market highs and lows. Keep in mind, if we head lower below the bottom line, keep in mind these targets, daily targets, and of course the next weekly target. We'll keep those in mind. We want to stay below, as long as we stay below the midpoint of the prior week, we'll have a bias to the downside. And again, especially on Monday today, we're not going to, as long as we stay below the midpoint of Friday, then everything's still down. But you never know what the day. So then in the end, we're just going to kind of go back to our, like we always do, kind of the opening price structure. Where does our first few bars of the day take us? That's because, the theory is that the high or low of the day normally forms somewhere near the open. So whether it's that first bar or some kind of, green to red move or red to green move early, we're going to look at that opening price action in the context of everything. So that's it for now. Keep those areas in mind, and I'll come back towards the end of the day and shoot a recap video what happened today and then leading into Tuesday.